President Obama, Congress, the American government, complain, bitch, and complain, but you don't do anything to change the situation legally. Let me show you something. This is an envelope with a letter in it to my U.S. Senator. This is another letter to another senator. This is another letter to my representative in the House of Representatives. This is another letter to the United States government. You know what these letters were about? Something that's very important to me. If you have an important issue, why don't you sit down and actually write a physical letter? Or send an email, as I also did. So this, I'm going to show you, is what all these letters were about. Don't believe it if you don't want, because it doesn't matter. Reality is reality. Things are what they are. I made photocopies of these pictures that you're going to see. This is a tower on the moon. It's a picture of a tower on the moon. Deny it if you will, but anybody who cares to look can look up these pictures on the internet. I sent a photocopy to my congressman, both the Senate and the House of Representatives. This is another picture of what some people call the castle. It's another tower on the moon. You can look it up on the internet. It's there for anybody who will take the time to look. This is another picture, a close picture of the tower on the moon. It's a photocopy of a picture from a book that I sent to my senator and my representative in the House of Representatives. It's on one sheet of photographic paper. And if you can see, I wrote a note on the side. I didn't enclose a letter with it. I simply wrote a notation at the top of the photocopy so they wouldn't be bothered by a complicated mess of receiving a bunch of paper. It was all on 2 sheets of paper, photocopy paper. This is an explanation here of the tower on the moon. Again, it was photocopied from a book. The pictures can be found on the internet. They're no mystery, they're no secret. And you know what? They're government photographs. Yes, they're government photographs. They weren't made by Photoshop. They weren't made by CGI. They are real, actual photographs that anybody can look up on the internet. And I sent this photocopy to my congressman and my senator. The reason I'm telling you this is because many people complain and do nothing. And then they say, what's the use? They don't pay any attention anyway. Well, I'll tell you what. The responsibility falls on them. Once you do your patriotic or your civic duty, then it's up to them to do their responsibility. Morally, this is another picture of a tower on the moon. These are real photographs from the government, from the United States government. These are not CGI. These are not Photoshop. There's a closer picture of what's called the castle. It's a tower on the moon. And there's the sidebar explaining about the castle. Or the tower. And once again, another picture. It looks like a tit sticking up on the horizon of the moon. You can see where the arrow is pointed. It's a tower that's still there. It still can be checked on the internet. And once again, I wrote in the margin a little note to my congressman and my senator. Instead of confusing their aides with a bunch of papers, I just included these 2 photocopy sheets of paper with the pictures on them. Once again, the moral issue now rests with my congressmen and my senators, not with me. I did my civic responsibility. And the reason why this is so important, civic responsibility is not some abstract fantasy. Because when push comes to shove, if the Russians or the Chinese, or even the Indians from the nation of India, ever reveals these secrets, then the congressman cannot plead, "I didn't know." They can't say that, because I have letters that prove that I sent them these pictures, and they acknowledge the pictures. So they cannot plead that they didn't know. So therefore the moral and the morality shifts to them, not to me. And this is why people, no matter what your issue is, no matter what you think the government should be doing, you place the moral responsibility on the government, and that relieves you of the burden. Thank you for watching this video. And remember, these are not fantasy pictures. These pictures can be checked on the internet. These pictures are government photographs. They are not Photoshop, and they are not CGI. They are real structures on the moon. And why that is so important is because somebody may even be up there now. And it may be a military force. I don't know. Nobody tells me anything. All I can do is, like you, try to figure it out for myself. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.